Hello, lovelies. And yes, welcome to Mama G Gear. It's Mama G here, and I really should have done something better with the lighting. It's just not spooky enough. And then I got rainbows behind me. Didn't plan this very well. Anyway, so what do you think about the red hair? Yeah, I've always wanted to have red hair. My mom sort of did. She did, but she made it be that color. And she tried to dye my hair one time red, and I just didn't go with my pale skin. Anyway, we'll let Dee keep the red hair, but I just thought I actually look so much cooler when I look through with the red glasses, and then the red hair looks like bright yellowy orange. Okay, so I wish I could put that lens on the camera for you to see it, because it's really cool. Anyway, this I'm going to give a trigger warning ahead of time, and I'll put a trigger warning in the description box, because there's just a couple things. As you could see, excuse the mess, but if you look at around my room, you could see, don't get dizzy, but you could see the vibe around here. Now, this is just one wall, okay? But the vibe around here is, this is it all year round. We don't, and we've said this many times, we don't just celebrate Halloween or that vibe and aesthetic in October. It is a part of our 365 days and a third a year vibe all that time. So I just thought there's a couple. I have like so many crazy things, and at some other point when you see my room you could see him, but this little guy, you haven't seen him yet because he sits on top of one of my windowsills. And again, he's up all year round. Come on, how can you not want a purple shiny cat? But yeah, I just grabbed him as I was walking over on that side of the room. I was like, oh, let me show you this guy. But I do want to show you a couple things that this is where the trigger warning comes in. If you don't like skulls, then turn this off. If you don't, if the picture of a creepy doll is going to bother you, or a dead bat is going to bother you, please click off. I certainly don't want to upset anybody or trigger anything. But for those of you who can handle it, stick around, you spooky spookies. I have no idea what animal this is, but it is a skull with some tuffers. And this is one that I've kept. But as you probably can guess, if you didn't know, that Rusty has an abundance of skulls and bones and things like that. And I don't know to show you the doll or the bat first. I think I'll show you the doll first. All right, so I'm going to have to go off screen because I want to pick him up. Oh, maybe not. All right, he sits under this blanket in a rocking chair. Okay, you can see his little footsies. So I'm going to put the rocking chair down and then pick him up. But I just want you to see that I'm still here, folks. I think I did show him at one point in a video, maybe last year or something. But this blanket was crocheted, and I'm sure it's Red Heart yarn because I think it's the only yarn they had. This blanket was crocheted by the man's either great-grandmother or grandmother, obviously years ago. And this doll was hers. And my mother-in-law, asked the family, the kids, she was like kind of cleaning out things. And I love this doll, always had. And she's like, oh, anybody want this doll? And they're like, no way, because it's creeped them out their whole childhood. And I love him. His name is, I named him a Wilhelm. And you ready? If you don't like dolls, I don't think he's scary. I think he's adorable. But wait till you see Wilhelm. If I can get him out of this blanket. Look how big he is. And you can hear the crunch. I mean, I don't know if you can hear it, but there's like, he's like filled with hay or something. But this is Wilhelm, and he's a clown. And he's cloth feet. And isn't he the coolest? I wonder if I can make that the thumbnail. Probably not, because it would creep people out. But I think he's adorable. I love him. Anyway, yeah, he sits in the corner of my Zen den in his little antique rocker with his little blankie. And I usually don't have his face covered, but to be completely honest, when Tony moved in, I did put the cover over it because I was a doll collector growing up, for Tony's sake, there was a lot of dolls in the house. And then there was a movie called The Dolls, and it scared him. So, yeah. So I just said, well, I just figured I'd put a blanket over his head. So now for there's so many things in my room and in my house that are, cats and skulls and all kinds of really cool stuff that this is like my jive, man, But this is something I've never showed anybody on film. I've showed a couple people in real life. A very dear friend of mine had found this in his stovepipe from his fireplace. And he had it, and I was like, oh my God. And he goes, would you like it? And I was like, absolutely. I'm going to keep it in its paper towel. Again, if a bat would bother you, please, if you've made it through the doll and you don't want to do the bat, I totally get it, because I'm going to lift it up now. So just warning you ahead of time, look away if it's going to bother you. This is a real bat. I can't say a real live bat because he's not alive anymore, but he was stuck in, it's unfortunate for him because he was in my friend's fireplace pipe, and he didn't make it. He got stuck or whatever. But yeah, so he's a tiny little guy. We've had bats flying around in our house a couple times, and I happen to love bats, so they don't bother me. And I go out at night and at dusk on the back porch and wait for the bats to come out, and they fly right over my head, and I just love it. And then, of course, you've probably seen this one already, but just because it is also black and a cat, this is the basket that Dee made for me. She created this design, and it's the only one of its kind. And yeah, I'm just so blown away by this and absolutely love it. And this is going to be the tickets. There's some tickets in there, and I've just today finished writing out all the rest of the tickets, so I will put them all in the basket, but I'll do a video about that so you could see and make sure your name is on there for October. I didn't even show you what's in the October basket, but it's not Halloween. I did Halloween last month, so this month will be like more Christmas. All right, but I have some unboxings to do. I'm going to keep this vibe on, this outfit on, because I'm here. So, but anyway, I cannot tell the timer because it's orange, it's red, and my glasses are red. So I don't know how long I've been on here. But anyway, I just wanted to show you, some of the stuff. And I love you guys. And maybe I'll remember to drop a picture of Oscar, because he's my Halloween cat. And he's all black with the yellow eyes and the fangs, because he's a tomcat and loves to be outside. So he's the one that has the 3 legs, because he lost one. Well, he didn't lose it. It got broken and they had to take it off. All right. I love you guys. I will see you again real soon. And bye-bye for now.